Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this really cute candy cane wreath using a Dollar Tree wreath form. For this project you're going to need a candy cane wreath form. I purchased mine from the Dollar Tree. You'll need a zip tie or two or some floral wire, a pipe cleaner, wire cutter, scissors, glue gun, various ribbons of your choice, and floral picks. I will have all the supplies listed down below in my description box. I purchased my candy cane wreath form from the Dollar Tree, and I picked up this Buffalo Plaid or Buffalo Check. I'm not actually sure what you call it. I call it Buffalo Plaid when it's red and Buffalo Check when it's black and white, but you get the point. Anyways, this Buffalo Plaid ribbon is from Hobby Lobby and it's 75 feet long. You do not have to get the big value one, but I thought this was a good deal because it's regular $9.99 and was marked down 50% off. But if you just have the smaller spools of ribbon, you'll probably need about 5 yards to wrap your candy cane. So the first thing you're going to want to do is flip your candy cane upside down, and then you're going to put your roll of ribbon on the bottom. And then as you can see, I left probably like, I don't know, less than half an inch below the candy cane wreath form, and I'm putting some hot glue on the bottom of the ribbon and on the side of the ribbon. Then I'm going to fold it over onto the wreath form, the bottom part, and then I'm going to fold the side part over as well. And this just makes sure everything is nice and secure so you can start wrapping your ribbon around your wreath form. Now that I have my piece of ribbon all hot glued on and folded over, now it's time to start wrapping your ribbon around your candy cane wreath form. After you've wrapped your ribbon around a few times, you're going to want to add a dollop of hot glue onto the ribbon and then continue wrapping. I did this every few times I wrapped it around, then I'd add some hot glue, then I'd wrap it around again a few more times and add some more hot glue. And this just makes sure that your ribbon is nice and secure to your wreath form. Also want to add that sometimes your ribbon will get tangled. You just have to take your time when you're doing this and it will be okay because the end product will look amazing. So just take your time while you're wrapping your ribbon around your wreath form and you will end up with a perfect wreath at the end. Now that I've reached the end of my wreath form, I'm just cutting off the excess ribbon, and now it's time to hot glue this end piece down to the wreath form. So I'm just going to trim off the rest of the extra ribbon, and then I'm going to hot glue this down. So now that it's all trimmed, I'm just adding a couple of dollops of hot glue just to make sure the ribbon is nice and stuck onto the wreath form. And then after I've added that dollop of hot glue, I'm just going to tuck the extra fabric under just to make it kind of look like more like a Christmas present, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to add some hot glue and kind of tuck it under and fold it so you won't see any of the wire wreath form underneath the ribbon. And this conceals all the wire wreath form, and all you will see is the beautiful Buffalo Plaid ribbon. And I'm just adding some more hot glue to the other end of the candy cane wreath form where we started at and just folding it down just like a Christmas present. And this will just, again, secure everything, and then you will not see the wire wreath form. And this is what the candy cane wreath looks like once you have wrapped it on the ribbon. And you can totally stop here and hang this up as is. I think it's super cute, but I wanted to add a little extra something to mine. So I am going to use some floral picks that I purchased from Walmart and some ribbon to decorate my candy cane wreath form. These two floral picks are from Walmart, and I believe they were 99 cents or $1 each. I can't quite remember, but they were super cheap. And I decided to add these two to my candy cane wreath. And I'm just going to take a zip tie and wrap that around the bottom of the middle of the floral picks just to make sure that they're nice and secure when I add them onto my wreath form. So all you're going to do is put your zip tie around it and just tighten it up and then cut off the excess. Now it's time to make my bow for my candy cane wreath. Like I said, I got that Buffalo Plaid ribbon from Hobby Lobby. The one with the red truck and the dog and the Christmas tree, that's from Dollar General, and that was only $2. And this cute little black and white and red ribbon that says Merry Christmas, that is actually from Hobby Lobby. The other ribbons I'm showing are just examples of other ideas you can put on there. I just decided not to go with the rest of those. I only went with the Merry Christmas in the black, white, and red, the red truck ribbon from Dollar General, and the Buffalo Plaid ribbon to make my bow. This tool that I just sat down in the middle of my mat is actually called a Bowdabra. I have never used this before until I made this wreath. I purchased it from Amazon. I think it was maybe $10. I can't quite remember, but I think you can get them from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and even Walmart. I've seen a lot of videos where people have used this Bowdabra, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I know not everybody has a bow maker, so I will link the video where I just did a double bow with some Dollar Tree ribbon back in the fall, and I did not use any kind of bow maker, so I will link that down below to show you guys how to make one if you do not have a bow maker. Like I said, I have never used this Bowdabra before. This was the first time I've ever used it, so it was a learning curve, but I actually like the finished product. Anyways, I put a red pipe cleaner down in the middle of the Bowdabra, but you can use floral wire as well. And then I'm cutting my tails for my ribbon. I think I measured this out to about 20 inches, and then I dovetailed the ends of the ribbon, and then I'm just going to slide them in the Bowdabra. And I did this with the black ribbon, I did this with the buffalo check ribbon, and I did it with the red truck ribbon. So I made 3 tails for my bow. I have all 3 of my tails in my Bowdabra. Now it's time to make the actual bow part of the bow. So this is just kind of where I winged it, I guess you can say. I watched some tutorials, but I think next time I do this, I will probably cut the ribbon ahead of time instead of just leaving on the spool. But here I am just adding the ribbon in the Bowdabra, and I'm making sure that the pattern is always faced up. So sometimes you have to twist the ribbon once you get to the middle just to make sure the pattern's faced up. I'm guessing these loops are probably about 6 inches, maybe 12 if you straighten them out. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I totally winged this part because I've never used the Bowdabra. But here I am, and I'm just making the 2 loops, and you're just going to want to make sure they're about the same size. So they're probably like 5 or 6 inches, and then I'm just cutting off the extra. And this is my first set of loops for my bow, and then I am going to continue adding some more loops. So after I added my black ribbon, now I'm going to add my red truck ribbon, and you can see that I'm just flipping it under so that when I flip it over, if that makes sense, the pattern will show. So here I am making my first loop on the red truck ribbon, and then I'm going to make my second loop, and then I will do the same where I cut the extra ribbon off. And now I'm just adding the buffalo plaid ribbon, and I'm doing the same thing that I did with the previous 2 ribbons. And then once I make my other loop on the other side, I will cut off the extra buffalo plaid ribbon. And now I'm just repeating the pattern again, but I'm making these loops a little bit smaller than the first 3 I made. So I'm going to say the first 3 were about 5 inches on each side, and I made the second 3 about, I don't know, 3 to 4 inches on each side. Like I said, I did not measure these. I did not pre-cut them. I just kind of winged it when I made this. But you'll see the next set of 3 ribbons that I add will be a little bit smaller than the first set of 3 ribbons, and I'm just repeating the pattern. So I did black, red truck, buffalo plaid, and then I'm going to do a second set of ribbon with the black, buffalo plaid, black, red truck ribbon, and buffalo plaid, and these 3 will be a little bit smaller than the first 3 that I added. Now that I have all my loops made for my bow, I'm just taking that plastic piece that comes with the Bowdabra and pressing it down. If you look in YouTube and search Bowdabra bows, there'll probably be a better tutorial on those. Like I said, this is the first time I made this, so it's not perfect, but I do like how it turned out. So after I press everything down, I'm taking that pipe cleaner that I added, and I'm just going to push it all the way to the top. And you can see I made a little mistake there, but it doesn't even matter. So you're just going to push everything through, and then you're going to hold the ribbon as tight as you can, and then twist the pipe cleaner to the back and twist it around a few times, just making sure that your ribbon is super tight and that it's not going to go anywhere. Now that you have your pipe cleaner around the bow, around your ribbon on your bow, and everything's nice and secure, now it's time to fluff out all your ribbon just to make your bow look nice and big and beautiful. So you're just going to move all your ribbon around to the way you like it and fluff everything out, and this will make a nice beautiful bow to add onto your wreath. And this is what your bow should look like after you have moved everything around. I'm still going to fluff it out a little bit more once I add it to my wreath, but that just gives you an idea. Now here is the wreath, and now you see me adding the bow, and I'm just going to place it where I think it looks good, and then I'm going to wrap the pipe cleaners around the back. So as you can see, I left my pipe cleaner long. I did not trim it, And once I made my bow, I placed it onto my candy cane wreath form, and then I'm just going to twist my pipe cleaner around the back. You can use floral wire for this as well if you like, but I just did the pipe cleaner, that way I can move it around a little bit. And if you want it a little bit more secure, you can always add hot glue to the back of the bow when you add it onto your wreath form. Now I am just adding those 2 floral picks that I zip tied together behind the bow. So there's a little bit of space, and I just pressed down right behind the bow and I added those in. I also did add a little dollop of hot glue to the floral picks when I added them in, just to make sure they stuck well to the wreath, but that's totally optional. You do not have to do that. But like, as you can see, I'm just tucking the floral picks behind the bow to add to my wreath. And once I have everything the way I like it, now I'm going back through and fluffing my bow back up, because it was pressed down a little bit when I was adding the floral picks, just to make it look nice and pretty. And this is what it should look like once you've added everything on. I think it's super cute, and I like the way this turned out. This is how it looks on my front door. My front door is black, so I think it really pops, but this will look great on a white door as well, because I tried it out in my kitchen on my one of my doors that goes into my pantry, and it looked perfect on a white door as well. I love how this turned out, and honestly, it was one of the easier wreaths I've made. It did not take a lot of time like the mesh does, and I think it's so cute, and I actually really love how this bow turned out. For my first time using the Bowdabra, I think it turned out pretty good. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. That really helps me out. And if you like these type of Christmas crafts and wreaths, let me know down below and I will try to keep them coming. Also, if you're new here, I'd love for you to stick around and hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube family. Anyway, thank you always for watching. Thank you for the kind comments that you guys leave on my videos. It really means a lot to me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!